What do you think about I've heard this type of argument used that if someone was going to articulate PSA as like the Father damned the Son, wouldn't that be kind of Nestorian? Do you think it's a valid?
Well, you're good at that. That's where Calvinism goes.
Mm-hmm.
You read like Peter Vermigli, right? He's just an historian, right? The wrath is poured out on Christ's human nature, on the human Christ, and not his divine nature. Because if you don't do that, then you have the Trinitarian problem.
Right,
of dividing the Trinity. So if you don't divide the Trinity, you're going to have to divide Christ and be an historian. Now, if you're William Lane Craig, who is a heretic on literally every point of doctrine and not a Christian, I've said this publicly before, he is not a Christian. He does not believe in the Trinity. He does not believe in the dual nature of Christ. He holds to heresies condemned by every ecumenical council. He rejects every single one of them, and he rejects the Nicene Creed.
Does he really reject the Nicene Creed?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, so he's as Christian as a Mormon is. We'll put it that way. Okay.
Wow.
I don't know if you know how far this goes. Recently, he laid out his old doctrine of the Trinity used to be comparing the Trinity to Cerberus, the three-headed dog.
Did he really? I saw he issued, like, he wrote a book and then had to issue a retraction on what he said because it was Christological heresy or something.
His new doctrine of the Trinity is he compared Christ to a cat skeleton, because a cat skeleton has the feline nature, but is not a cat all by itself.
That's tough.
Yes. So this is what I'm talking about. But anyway, so if you're William Lane Craig, he has what he calls a neo-Apollinarian. Apollinarianism being a condemned heresy, right, of the 4th century.
Right.
A neo-Apollinarian Christology, where he says that basically the divine logos is the soul in Christ. So it's a human body animated by the divine logos. That's his view of Christ. And so he literally, when I challenged him on this, said, well, his Christology lets him out of that problem with penal substitution.
Mm-hmm.
Because he says that on the cross, the second person of the Trinity, right, the divine logos, departed from Jesus, separated from, and then the human parts that were left received.
What a mess. You're turning my brain into a fried egg right now, just thinking about.
Sorry about that.
how much I didn't realize he was that rough. I saw him on Gavin's show a little while ago talking about real presence and how he disagrees with that particular doctrine. But so I started to dig into it, what he actually believed, and I saw a couple of things about a book he had wrote, and he had gotten some things about Christology wrong, but I didn't know he was that rough. That's wild to me.
Yeah, so part of the way he covers it up is he won't debate other Christians.
Oh,
he'll only debate atheists.
Nice.
Okay. So he'll go and have a debate with an atheist about the existence of God. Well, he believes in the existence of a God, right? So he can
a cat skeleton.
But my response to him has always been, I don't consider you a fellow Christian, so debate me, right? Like,
there you go. The gauntlet has been slapped down. I think we did get an Inquirer question here, so let me.
Yes, absolutely.
All right,
Kirk, on William Lane Craig.
Kirkpatrick. William Lane Craig asks. No, I'm just kidding. Kirkpatrick, Inquirer here. Am I understanding your writings correctly when I say the ancient pagan gods Zeus, Mars, Baal, etc., exist and have influenced culture, but they're actually demons?
Yes.
I don't know anybody in the Protestant apologetics world that doesn't believe in baptismal regeneration at this point. Even the quote-unquote Baptists, like Gavin has a video talking about his distinction, but he believes baptism saves. For me, it's like, why are you Baptist then? Like, isn't that kind of like the whole shtick? I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's like.
Oh, that's true. Somebody said William Lane Craig. That's true.
Well, William Lane Craig is the Omni-Heretic, right? Like, he is fractally wrong. He chooses a heretical option for every single point of doctrine.
That's true. They
don't even always fit together, right? Yeah. Like, it's just.
Published a book with Trinitarian heresy in it.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Several books with Christological heresy. Like, he openly calls himself a neo-Apollinarian. He says his Christology is neo-Apollinarian.
Good grief.
And it's like, you do realize that putting neo in front of it doesn't make it better, right?
Yeah. It's like saying I'm a neo-Aryan. What do you mean?
Yeah,
What do you mean by that?
Oh, a neo. Okay, well that's fine then.
Like the
I'm sure
Matrix,
you fixed all the bad stuff from the old one.
Yeah,
From
exactly.
the old version.
Yeah, good grief.
And so if the church just said, okay, we are going to condemn the particular nuanced details of this person's views, they would have a lot more work to do, and they'd have to have a lot more counts, right?
Yeah.
We're going to get the whole field of bad right beliefs and related beliefs, and we're going to take this all out at once, right? Since we're gathering the whole world's bishops. Let's try and get this done and sort this over a little bit. Because you get somebody like William Lane Craig popping up and going, "No, this is neo-Apollinarianism."
Are we gonna hold an 8th ecumenical council about that? Because
about William Lane Craig.
Yeah, the more I hear him, the more I think we need an 8th ecumenical councel.
Oh dear.
Well, technically we had one, but that's a whole other discussion.
Yeah, a whole other trail of thought.
Yeah, but yeah, William Lane Craig is once again not a Christian and fractally wrong. Every single piece of his belief system is just as wrong as the whole thing.
Wrong.
He's fractally wrong. He is wrong about everything.
It is amazing how when I came into the apologetic world and I was encountering these non-Calvinist apologetics, there was such a veneer around him of respectability and lofty and intelligentsia, and he was very articulate and particularly debating atheists. And then I started listening to what he was teaching, and I was like, say that again? What are we arguing? Oh, so wow, your atonement theory is horrific. And your Christology is abysmal. And your doctrine of God is fatalism repackaged. And the more I would hear, the more concerned I got. And so
did you hear about his recent Trinitarian model?
Oh no.
What's his Trinitarian model?
So he used to say that describe the Trinity as being like Cerberus.
Yes, that's what I remember.
Three-headed dog.
He debated Muhammad Hijab.
Now he's updated it. He said that if you take Christ, for example, as one person of the Trinity, he's like a cat skeleton. It possesses the feline nature, but it is not by itself a cat.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Oh my
practically
goodness.
wrong, I'm telling you.
When you have like the church fathers have already figured this out, like why are we trying to figure out new ways to talk about this?
I mean, I don't want to get catty, but
this just reminds me
really
of the
bad.
of that entire video.
You just killed me.
Sorry, man.
Osric, does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's good. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for calling in, man. Guys, thank you.
William Lane Craig and all his pomps.
Yes, I've spent great amount of effort, particularly on his Molinism and his atonement theory. I think the one thing he gets right is rejecting original sin, so I'll give him credit for that.
Nobody
I don't think his view is actually correct either. I just think he rejects a bad view.
That's right. Yeah, he rejects a bad view, not necessarily holding the right one. Look at that. Okay, all right.
Like he comes and he, it's like, oh, he did a book on atonement. I'm like, oh, well, surely he of all people doesn't affirm penal substance. Of course he does.
Oh, well, he does. He does in writing. When he's in debate, he engages in a Mott and Bailey, and he says, "Oh, penalty can be anything, and you don't even need a penalty in PSA for it to be PSA." And I'm like,
"That's so crazy.
What are you doing? What are you? We're just making stuff up at this point."
Yeah, I went after him in the chat of a live stream he was on when that book came out, and I got him to visibly shift in his seat several times, but including when he said, "Well, I think you could say in some way the scapegoat was sacrificed, right?"
Oof.
I was like, "No." Nope. And then the other time was when he was when we were talking about penal substitution. He's like, "Well, that's not a problem for me, the whole dividing the Trinity thing, because my neo-Apollinarian Christology, God departed from, so it was just like Christ's human body that suffered the penalty, according to him."
It's so heretical on every level.
Yes, like it's fractally
Did
wrong.
you ever see the movie Kung Pao where they say that they trained him to fight wrong on purpose because they thought it was going to be funny?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's kind of the Kung Pao of theology.